To all the non-believers, 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 non-believers. I'm making non-believers.
What's up, y'all? This is Jay Varsity, and welcome to episode 91 of NBA Talk. And we're coming off a huge weekend with big games, and we're going to be giving game takes and NBA news. So I want to get onto some topics first, in order for me to get to some of the topics, I would have to talk about the game takes. So my usual order is not gonna be my usual order like I did in the last episode. So in order for me to talk about some of the topics, I gotta talk about the games leading up to that topic. So I want to talk about I want I want to talk about the Friday games, which I'm sure everybody saw between the Miami Heat and New Orleans Pelicans and the Los Angeles Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks. I want to get on with the Miami Heat and the Pelicans game, which I think the Miami Heat were really struggling in that game. They really did struggle against that New Orleans Pelicans team. Their shooting was not great. They were taking some. They couldn't make anything close to the basket, and Zion Williamson was just doing Zion Williamson things, and Brandon Ingram was really showing up big in the clutch. The New Orleans Pelicans to me are becoming a very fun team to watch, and it's just every time you watch them play, you know you're gonna get something from Lonzo, you're gonna get something from Zion, you're gonna get something from Brandon Ingram, you're gonna get something from somebody because they're a very fun young team to watch, and watching them grow in the NBA is gonna be very interesting. And I think give them by next season when they could have a real full season to all play together. And I think that you'll see more results. And I think they'll be a playoff team a lot sooner than we think. I don't know about right now, because right now Memphis got a little bit of a stranglehold on that eighth seed. But if they start to fall off a little bit, I think the Pelicans, with their schedule, they might just leap over Memphis. But like I said, it's a very tight window right now because there's only, 18 games left in the season. And so I don't know how who the Grizzlies have to play next. And if they gotta play any of these tough playoff teams, then the Pelicans might have the advantage because for what I've been told, the Pelicans have the weaker schedule coming into the end of the regular season. So we never know how it's gonna play out. So like I said, you can't afford to get on a losing streak right now. And the second game, which was the Los Angeles Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Battle the MVPs. LeBron versus Giannis. The two best teams in the NBA. One was 53-9, and the other was 46. No. 47-13. And to me, I couldn't wait. I specifically couldn't wait for this game because first of all, LeBron and Giannis are like my two of my favorite players right as of right now. I I love Giannis's play and everything. And I said if anybody's gonna take over the throne from LeBron James, it's gonna be Giannis. So this was the game that I couldn't wait for. It was like a heavyweight fight to me. So I knew Giannis and LeBron were gonna bring it because they heard all the MVP talks and everything. So I was expecting a great game from the both of them. And from the beginning, I really thought Giannis was just about to take over. He was just doing whatever he wanted. And then once LeBron and Anthony Davis individually decided to take turns defending Giannis, and then on the offensive end, they both took turns attacking Giannis in the post. And but when you specifically saw LeBron going at Giannis, you felt something when you saw it because he wasn't. It was just something about what I saw from LeBron this past weekend. But the first game against the Bucks, you couldn't. You saw that he was locked in. You saw he was locked in. He wanted to make a statement this weekend, and he wanted to start it against Giannis. So my thing was he took this matchup against Giannis very personally, but out of respect for Giannis, because Giannis is a very tough competitor. So LeBron has a lot of respect for Giannis. So LeBron finished that game with 37, 8 and 9, I believe. Giannis finished with 32, 11, and 6. If I'm correct, I'm not looking at any stat sheet right now, but if I remember correctly, that's what it was. So yeah, Giannis did play his game, and the Lakers came up with a very great defensive game plan against Giannis when it came to attacking him before the three-point line and being committed to that game plan, which shows you why the Lakers are the better matchup for the Bucks because of their length and size. It's and their commitment to switch when their commitment to switch when they're locked in. Because whenever Giannis was going downhill, you saw that they were pointing him and communicating and making sure that he doesn't go full steam. Because once Giannis has that full steam and he's speeding down the court, once he gets inside to just about the free throw line, good luck. I say that to anybody. I'll say that to LeBron. I'll say that to Kawhi. I'll say that about anybody. Good luck when Giannis has a full head of steam and he's already at the free throw line. So good luck with that because because Giannis is a very willing passer and he'll very much drive because he drove through Anthony Davis and I just literally watched Anthony Davis fall like cardboard. I was like, oh crap. I was like, oh crap. Giannis he's just bullying his way through. So what LeBron and AD decided to do, not just Giannis and AD. You had Rondo, you had KCP, you had Avery Bradley. They were all committed to stopping Giannis on his tracks right before the three-point line, and that made Giannis slow down, and the offense for the Bucks really slowed down, and that's not really what they do. The Bucks offense is not lightning quick, but it's pretty decent. It's I was gonna say decently quick, but yeah, that's my point. They play fast, but not too fast. So when they get to play fast, that's when they're most deadly. Like that's when they get the shooters open. That's when they get the Kyle Korvers, the Wesley Matthews, the Chris Middletons, the Brook Lopez, hell, even Robin Lopez. That's when they get those shooters open. And even Pat Connaughton and Dante DiVincenzo, who had a great game, by the way. DiVincenzo had a great game. Eric Bledsoe, to me, looked like he was frustrated. He looked like he was frustrated in that game to me because he was getting he was trying to drive unnecessarily sometimes. Even though he's very good at driving to the lane for a point guard his size. He's very good. Like he's very underrated at that, but to me some of those drives were just unnecessary. Like you're on a fast break. You know Avery Bradley's in front of you. You know that the vet that he is, especially as a defender, he's going to find any single way to make you commit an offensive foul. So my thing was you should have just found a way to let go of the ball before you made any contact with Avery Bradley because it could have gone either way. There were bang plays, but still, it's in a game of that magnitude where you know that this could potentially be an NBA Finals. You can't make dumb plays like that. You can't make little dumb mistakes like that. You just really can't. Chris Middleton in the first half, he was very much on point. But then the second half, I think the Lakers committed more into making sure that Chris Middleton didn't get into that rhythm in the second half. And them stopping Giannis almost stopped the rhythm of the team. And then when the Lakers were on the offensive end, once they saw the rhythm that AD and LeBron had, it affected the rest of the team because they were going directly at Giannis. They were trying to send a message and a statement that we're not going to run away from Giannis. We're not going to try to get a switch every time Giannis is on somebody. So that game, the Lakers did make a statement in that game. And the Lakers did come out with the win. I believe it was 113-103. Yes. Yeah. Giannis put on a show. LeBron put on a show. That was must see TV. If you weren't watching LeBron versus Giannis, I don't know where you were. But then I automatically thought about the next game, and I liked LeBron's answer at that after the post in his post game interview. I'm gonna get some rest tonight, and I'm worried about the Clippers tomorrow. When I heard that, I knew LeBron was locked in. I knew LeBron was locked in once he said that he was gonna get ready for the Clippers on Saturday for Sunday's game. So I couldn't wait for Sunday's game. So then I'm not gonna get into how the Sixers lost to the Warriors because the Sixers, they've just been up and down, and they've been playing somewhat great ball, but then it's just like they need Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid badly. They really do. They're falling, and it's just this has just been a very bad season for them. But anyway, on to Sunday. On to Sunday. I know this is the game that everybody want to talk about. The Lakers and the Clippers. The Clippers are quote unquote the home team in this game. But to me, it doesn't make a difference. The Lakers and the Clippers play in the exact same building. So either way, LA is a Laker town, and to me, if you're in the Staples Center, this is a Laker home game. It doesn't matter to me. So this was the game everybody wanted to see. Round 3, Battle of LA. LeBron against Kawhi. AD and Paul George, even though they don't necessarily guard each other. I couldn't wait for this game, and we got what we usually got, which was a show. We got a competitive game like we've seen. All 3 games have been competitive. But now that the Lakers have picked up that rhythm and they've now figured out somewhat what they're off, well, not somewhat, that they figured out what their identity is, but they got locked in and they showed absolutely no back down to the Clippers. The Clippers were the dominant team in the first game. They came back in the second game, but then the third game it was like people thought that they were going to get the same formality. I didn't feel, and I kind of felt that way in the first half because when I saw Paul George, the way he was shooting from the 3-point line, I'm like, oh boy. I was like, oh boy. So yeah, people thought the Clippers were gonna have that same formality, that they were gonna get the better of the Lakers and everything, but as you went into halftime, it was like, I don't know. You felt like that this game was gonna go down to the wire, and I'm getting different opinions about the Clippers, saying that they should have ran the ball through Paul George. Kawhi didn't get a single assist, which is true, by the way, and it was just like there was miscommunications and all that other stuff. But a lot of people want to give LeBron the credit for this victory over the Clippers, but to me, the defensive commitment, the not letting off, quote unquote, the gas pedal, and they just kept stomping on the Clippers' throats. Not saying that they killed them, but they didn't let the Clippers build that confidence and say, we could destroy you anytime we want. They didn't let the Clippers get that opportunity. They held Lou Williams to 7 points, Marcus Morris to 1 point. Even Kawhi from time to time, not completely, but you could kind of see that Kawhi wasn't always getting to his spot. Like, he had to take a couple deep shots in order for them to stay in this game. Like, I'm not saying LeBron did a great job on Kawhi, because LeBron's going to do what he does. Kawhi's going to be Kawhi. So Kawhi's going to make that mid-range shot. You can't completely stop it. But Kawhi had to take a couple deep shots in order to stay in the game, and he had to take some very costly threes to stay in this game. And Paul George, to me, just fell out of rhythm. I think the time he spent on the bench it just threw him off rhythm, and he just couldn't keep that flow going. But what the Lakers specifically did in that second half was brilliant. It was specifically brilliant. And it was every time Lou Williams was on the floor. Every time Lou Williams was on the floor, LeBron would call for a pick and roll. Every time that whoever Lou Williams was guarding, LeBron would call for a pick and pop, and the person that Lou Williams was guarding would somehow get away, and LeBron would be matched onto Lou Williams. And when Lou Williams would attempt the switch, when LeBron would see the little lane that he had before the switch came, that's when he would attack. That's when he would attack. And then they think that he's going to go to the rim, but he's really looking for the open shooter. LeBron would beat every Clipper defender with his eyes. Like, literally, LeBron would beat defenders with his eyes. Like, if he gives you that intention that I'm going to go to the rim, instead, he knows what he knows by vision alone, that he knows he's got a shooter to his left. He knows that he can get that pass, and nobody's near that shooter. That one play where he found Avery Bradley wide open, and Patrick Beverley was on the other side of the court. I think even Patrick Beverley knew. I think LeBron saw Patrick Beverley, and he was just too late to contest that shot. Like, Patrick Beverley even knew. So LeBron, to me, used his IQ with his eyes to beat the Clippers in specific moments. And Anthony Davis was also excellent on the rebounding end. He made some key plays. He got some key and ones. He made a key three in the third quarter that I thought it was a huge shot to put them up 80-74. I thought that was a huge shot. And then Patrick Beverley not being able to play in the fourth quarter because he got into foul trouble, and so Reggie Jackson is taking more of his minutes. And then I'm hearing people saying that Reggie Jackson's taking more Patrick Beverley's minutes anyway, but I don't know exactly the situation with that. Landry Shamet wasn't exactly on point either. Even so, the Lakers defensively, they were committed. The Lakers were committed to they took this game very seriously. They wanted to let people know this is not a one-sided rivalry. And if you want to make this a rivalry, you're not going to want to make this a rivalry. So they locked down defensively, even though PG went off for 31, Kawhi went off for 27. It was still a more physical battle, and the Lakers won the physical battle. They out-hustled the Clippers. Whether you agree or disagree. So for me, from this point out, I don't want to hear no more about opening night. I don't want to hear no more about Christmas Day. Because we're acting like as if the Clippers blew out the Lakers in those first two games. Those games were ridiculously close. The Clippers won by 4 points on Christmas Day. And they won by damn near single digits on opening night. Or maybe just 10 points. The Lakers won by single digits. But you felt like as if the Lakers should have won by more. But this is what happens when the Lakers are locked in. This is why I got mad at the Lakers on Christmas Day, because they didn't stay locked in. If they would have stood locked in like this on Christmas Day, it would be 2-1 Lakers. So that to me that to me shows why I think the Clippers are the more capable team, and it just shows why that people shouldn't count out the Lakers like they already did in the beginning of the season. Now, the thing with Kuzma doing the whole crown thing on LeBron, that was strictly a statement towards Kawhi for those New Balance commercials. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Those annoying New Balance commercials that keep popping up everywhere, which I didn't see during the game, by the way. I think they showed it in the first quarter, and then I didn't see it the rest of the game. Now I know you can't just say, "Oh, it's just a coincidence they didn't show the New Balance commercial anymore because the Lakers won." But that whole statement with Kuzma doing the crown on LeBron, that's a message. That to me, that's a message. He's saying, "Yo, the king is here. Like, you don't know who you are screwing with." Even though LeBron can say he doesn't take this kind of stuff personally, you know deep down he does. You know deep down he does. He's hearing the chatter. Even though I think LeBron respects the hell out of Giannis, he's heard the chatter about Kawhi. He's heard the chatter about Kawhi being better than him, that he don't want to smoke with Kawhi. So I think LeBron took that personally. He guarded Kawhi on a few possessions, and he also went at Kawhi on a few possessions because Kawhi looked like he was lost sometimes. So people are gonna go like, "Oh, so we're not gonna talk about that dunk that Kawhi got after he caught LeBron slipping." Well, last time I checked, LeBron caught Kawhi slipping too. So yeah, the Lakers came out with the win, 113 to not 113, 112 to 103. The Lakers are now 49-13. The Bucks, following the loss to the Lakers, also lost to the Phoenix Suns because Giannis is going to be out for the next couple of games, and so the Bucks will be put to the test. And if they lose to the Denver Nuggets tonight, that whole talk about 70 wins is done. There's no way in hell that they're getting 70 wins. There's just a guarantee they're not getting 70 wins. And they have to beat the Denver Nuggets tonight in order for that to stay alive. But I don't think they even care anymore about 70 wins. I think they just want to try to stay with the best record in the league because they know slowly that the Lakers are creeping up. They have 53 wins and 11 losses. The Lakers are 49-13. So the Lakers are slowly creeping up to them for the best record in the league. So I think they're not going to care as much about getting that 70 wins. So I think they're more just trying to stay the number one seed not the number one seed in the NBA. Like they just want to have the best record in the league. So just in case there's a Lakers Bucks finals, that they have home court. But yes, you can write down in the comments what you thought about the Lakers and Clippers game. But on to the next topic. Whew, and I got man. The Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets are on a 4-game losing streak. But that's not even the gist of it, though. Aside from the loss to the Clippers, which people think that was understandable, even though I think they could have shot a lot better than the way they did against the Clippers, because I didn't think that defense did anything special. The loss to the Knicks, that was horrible. The loss to the Hornets, that was horrible. And now you have a loss to the Orlando Magic. So even if you somewhat give the Rockets a pass for losing to the Clippers, they still lost to 3 bad teams. They still lost to 3 bad teams. You lost by getting out-rebounded by the Knicks. You let the Charlotte Hornets go on a 20-0 run to start the game, and James Harden had a quadruple double, and that includes 10 turnovers. 10 turnovers. And now you have a 20-point loss against the Orlando Magic. And now people are questioning, can small ball really work? Like that's literally the question. Can small ball really work? They went 10-2 since that trade, but ever since then, it has not looked good. The Houston Rockets have fallen to 6th in the Western Conference, with the Oklahoma City Thunder taking the 5th spot after a huge win over the Boston Celtics. The Oklahoma City Thunder have been playing some of the most incredible ball after losing Russell Westbrook and Paul George. It's just absolutely amazing how you lose your two best players and you still are in playoff contention. The Thunder are playing so hard and so great. They're just reminding people, like, we're not just going to be a team that's going to tank. CP3, to me, has revived his career. To me, CP3 revived his career with his season in OKC. Like, to me, he just let people know, like, I'm still one of the best point guards in the NBA. Like, put some respect on my name, seriously. So, with the Oklahoma City Thunder taking the 5th seed and then the Rockets falling down to 6th, the Rockets are not looking too good coming in. Even though, yes, there's 18 games left in the season, but the Rockets need to turn this around. The Rockets have to turn this around, and at this rate, that whole no center thing is just not looking good. It's just not looking good. They're getting killed on the rebounds. They're dead last. They're dead last in rebounds right now. You want to try to win games by outshooting people, but you try to outshoot. You're trying to outshoot people, and it's just, how are you gonna do that when you can't rebound? I just don't understand. And then James Harden. I have to get on James Harden's case real quick. How can you sit there, and I have to say it right now. How can you sit there and say that basically that Giannis has no skill, that all he could do is run and dunk, but you have been playing some of the worst basketball ever since you made those comments? You've been playing some of the worst basketball all this season. And this is coming off of bad losses to bad teams. I don't care if James Harden has a bad game, but they still somehow beat the Knicks. Okay, because the Rockets still beat the Knicks. You lost to the Knicks. You went 7 for 23. Then you go 8 for 23 against the Clippers. You get a triple-double, but then you add 10 turnovers against the Hornets. And then you struggle against the Magic. To me, the moment James Harden made those comments, to me, I said he was going to regret it. He was going to regret saying those comments. To me, that's karma. That is absolute karma. Like, worry about your game instead of trying to criticize somebody else. Everybody can say, "Oh, Giannis started it," but who's the one that's playing terrible for making that comment? You can't call somebody not skilled, but then you're playing like absolute garbage. James Harden is playing like straight garbage. He looks like he can't buy a jump shot right now. And yet he wants to be in the MVP conversation. He wants to be in the MVP conversation, and look at the teams that you're losing to. And then Russell Westbrook is carrying you to beat certain teams because you wouldn't beat the Boston Celtics if it wasn't for Russell Westbrook. The Houston Rockets need to get their act together, and that's plain and simple. They need to get their act together. Plain and simple. The Dallas Mavericks, even though they lost to Indiana Pacers yesterday, Luka Doncic and Porzingis are looking very, very good. Especially Porzingis. I think Porzingis is finally at his. I think Porzingis finally is healthy at 100%. Because I think he was just working towards getting that rhythm back as the season went on. But now you're starting to see the Porzingis that we saw on the New York Knicks. And to me, this is only going to kill Knicks fans. Because the fact that he's doing this and now he's got a crime partner in Luka Doncic, the Dallas Mavericks in the future are going to be a very dangerous team. Because Porzingis is only going to get better. Luka Doncic is only going to get better. The Dallas Mavericks are going to look very scary in the next in a year or two. Hell, who knows if they can't make any noise in this year's playoffs. That's what Porzingis and Luka Doncic. So yeah, let's get on to this topic. The MVP discussion, like I just mentioned. I still have Giannis over LeBron over the aspect of what he does in the minutes that he plays. LeBron can put up the numbers that he puts up, but he sometimes has to do it in somewhat not an extreme large amount of minutes, but if you compare LeBron and Giannis's minutes, you could see LeBron having to do this in like 32 to 35 minutes, depending on how close the game is. Giannis can give you 41, 20, and 5 in less than 30 minutes. That's I think the only advantage that Giannis has. But I think what they will hold against Giannis, like they did to LeBron in years past, he's doing it in the Eastern Conference. But I give Giannis the edge because he's been very consistent throughout the year. Giannis has been very consistent, and to me, LeBron is making a very strong case, especially in this stretch. But I think Giannis still holds that edge, especially if the Bucks ending up with the best record in the league. Now, if the Lakers end up with the best record in the league, then I don't know. I think the race might be closer than people actually think, because I think the LeBron and Giannis MVP discussion is actually closer than people think. As I don't think it's such a long run, but I still think Giannis has the advantage for how he does this, how he puts up his numbers, the PER numbers, in just a short amount of time that he does it. Because you don't see Giannis playing such large amount of minutes. The majority of the time, he's not even playing in the fourth quarter. So I think that to each his own. I like both players. I like that they're both in MVP discussion. So I don't care who wins the MVP between Giannis or LeBron. I'll be happy if LeBron wins it. I'll be happy if Giannis wins it again. I think that both of these guys are the right candidates to be competing for MVP, because My knockback for James Harden is you can't be in the MVP discussion and all you do is score. Yeah, you just can't be in the MVP discussion if all you do is score. This is not 2K where all you need to have is the highest scoring average in the NBA and you're automatically the MVP. Like to me, I just don't see that. I just don't see that. Giannis and LeBron do a lot more than just score. Now, if they have to score, they'll do it. But they'll pass, they'll rebound, they'll defend, and that's what's got that's what has them in the MVP discussion. So to me, you could debate in the comments who you think should be the MVP. To like I said, to each his own. I personally don't care who wins the MVP because these are two of my favorite players. So yeah, that's just me. Yeah, that's just me when it comes to the MVP discussion. Patrick Beverley's comments after the game when they asked about guarding LeBron James, and he said no challenge, not hard at all. All right. I gotta sit back and think about what I'm about to say. Because not only does this sound idiotic, it sounds petty, it sounds salty, and you sound like a sore loser. Like, I don't care how competitive you are. Every player at one point says that LeBron James it takes a team commitment to stop a guy like LeBron. For Patrick Beverley to say that it's not difficult to guard LeBron James after a performance like that, you sound ignorant, you sound petty, and you sound like a down straight idiot. You sound like an idiot. That's like I wish Patrick Beverley would have called Kevin Durant an idiot after he dropped 50 on them in the playoffs. I wish he called KD an idiot. Because then I would have said, okay, he's being consistent with it. But I didn't hear him call KD an idiot. He's over here talking about, oh, we tried. They're talking about guarding KD in the playoffs, and he's like, oh, we tried. We don't act like we as if we wanted KD to drop 50. We tried. But you come out about defending LeBron and you didn't do a damn thing to him, like, and you're talking about that he's no challenge at all. I think Patrick Beverley took that one play on Christmas Day and he's literally holding it to the highest standard. Like, he really thinks he's that elite of a defender that he thinks that one play defies that LeBron's not hard to guard. Like, bro, it's one possession. One possession. And you think that he's not hard to guard. You have not played against him in the playoffs. Talk to me when he's busting your behind in the playoffs. Look at me saying busting your behind. What? I want to see you keep that same energy when he's busting your ass in the playoffs. Like, I really do. Because if he doesn't call Kevin Durant an idiot after he gets 50 dropped on him, don't come out saying LeBron ain't hard to guard after he picked your team apart in the fourth quarter. Shit, like, don't come at me with that. I seriously, don't come at me with that. I don't want no Clipper player or no Clipper fan coming at me with any cap at all with anything that happened yesterday. Because I will sit here and say I don't give a crap. I'll be like, I don't give a crap. It only takes LeBron one game to figure it all out, and that's it. He's got you figured out. So yeah, you got Giannis with the injury update. I don't know how many games that he's gonna be out. So I think so yeah, we're getting closer and closer to playoff time. The games are getting more intense. The playoff seeding, especially in the West, is getting more intense. I don't know how the Eastern Conference is doing so far, but I'm pretty sure everything's set in stone when it comes to the East. So anyway, that's it for this episode. That's it for this episode of NBA Talk. Like, comment, subscribe if you like basketball content. Write yourself in the comment section. Like, what did you think of this past weekend? Like, do you think the Lakers have made a statement that they're the favorites to win the title now, or do you still believe in the Clippers? Me personally, I've never stopped believing in the Lakers. And you know how I felt about the Clippers this whole season, about their whole load management and their inconsistency. But yeah, I like to hear other people's opinions because, to each his own. And take care of yourselves out there with this whole coronavirus thing going around. Like, take care of yourselves, wash your hands and all that. Anyway, this is your boy Jay Varsity, and I'm out. Peace.
We got some non-believers out there.
Make believers out of non-believers. Make believers out the overseers.